Good morning and welcome to ASI's Tuesday morning show where ASI's most outspoken editors talk promo products. I'm Melinda Lagos, editor-in-chief of ASI's magazines, and we have Andy Cohn. Apparently he's part of the OG.
That's what I was just told.
Here in the house this morning. OG is old gangster.
No, that's original.
Original gangsters, not old. Well, you're an old gangster. Anyway,
I like to think I'm not old.
I hope everyone had a great
yet.
Memorial Day, and we have a great topic for today's show. Since we've just kicked off summer, we're going to talk about how to set yourself up for a great summer selling season.
You
Can
okay?
I say that?
You okay, OG?
I am. I'm an OG too, apparently. Anyway, a lot of people get into the whole summer slump or they just slack off in the summer, but you don't do that, do you, Andy Cohn?
Oh, no. We go 100 miles an hour
We
here
are ready.
every day, 365.
That's right. And we are ready to go today. We have a great guest speaker today, Chris Vanderzyden, one of our stellar show speakers at the ASI show this year. She's great. She's going to give us some great sales tactics on how to really set yourself up for some summer sales. Chris is on the phone right now. Good morning, Chris.
Hello, Melinda. How are you?
Good. Happy summer.
Yeah, thanks. I think we've officially launched now that we're over Memorial Day, right?
We have. Well, thanks for joining us today. You're the perfect person for this subject. We're going to talk about how to make the most of your summer, and you're very high energy and have lots of tips, I know. So let's get right into it, if it's all right with you.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about goal setting. Okay, should you set specific goals for the summer? And, what kind of key metrics should you keep in mind as you set yourself up for summer sales? And I know you're big on metrics.
I am big on metrics. I think so many times people get out there and they're going to rev up their sales and they implement these new systems or strategies, but they never take the time to really look back at the analytics of all the effects that their marketing program and their sales system has. And so they miss out on understanding what really is working that they should do more of and what isn't working that they should really let go of. So it's all about analyzing where your success is.
And I know you're big on not just saying, setting revenues, like, okay, this summer I'm going to do X in sales. Why is that not a good strategy on just focusing on gross revenue?
Yeah, well, you know what, everybody, there's so often we want to just go, okay, this is what my sales are, but we really want to know what you're netting. I'm always asking people, how much are you putting in your pocket? Because if we're not aware of our cost of goods sold, what are our margins? If you're selling something, a $100,000 sale, and you've got a margin of 10%, that's $10,000. I mean, so there's a lot of time that goes into that kind of sale, but you've got to look at the margins. So we want to aim for 30 to 40% in this industry, and it's very doable. So we want to look at what is producing the results. What clients do you have in your bucket that are providing you with the most profit margin? Yeah.
Andy Cohn's shaking his head. You obviously agree, Andy.
Yes, you want to spend the most time on the most profitable clients for sure.
And yeah, I think Chris is right about doing the analysis, because sometimes when you look, sometimes the customers who are taking up a lot of your time are not the most profitable. So now's a good time to look at that.
That's true. All right, Chris, you've often said that one of the best ways to increase your sales is through mining current clients. So what specific steps can distributors take right now to get more revenue from their existing customers?
Well, the first step to really ramping up your sales would be to do an analysis. What does your sales look like? Look at all of your clients that you have and assess who are your most productive and who are your least productive clients, those with low margins. They tend to be, as you said, they require the most amount of effort, right? More effort, low margins. Don't be afraid to shed those customers. And then those customers that you're really doing well with, you want to mine them. You want to go deeper. So if you're working for the human resource department, but you're not working for the marketing department, ask for an introduction to the marketing department. If you're working for a college and say you're working with the alumni association, but you're not working for admissions yet, find out how you can get an introduction to admissions. Ask for it. Just ask for an introduction and then mine it. Go deeper into your existing client base so that you know that you're servicing all of them.
And I know the state of the industry, we always ask people their number one source for new customers. It's referrals, correct?
It is always referrals.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and as
that
Chris
could be
is
referrals within a company.
exactly as Chris
That's
is
probably
talking
the best
about,
referral ever.
you have to be looking for referrals from everybody that you certainly serve as far as your customer base is concerned. But like Chris is talking about, right inside their own organizations, they may have contacts that you haven't sold to before. So definitely talk to those people.
Yeah, that seems like the low-hanging fruit, I would say. No?
It is low-hanging fruit. And you know what, Melinda? It's really interesting. Most people don't do it, and they're so afraid to do it. And I say to them, literally, just call whoever you like working with and compliment them first. Say, I really love working with you. Who else do you know in your organization that's like you that I could help?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's
simple.
Very smart strategy, and way better than making a cold call, right, to someone completely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Chris, I sat in one of your talks at ASI New York, and one of the strategies you talked a lot about is how to create a target list of hot prospects. What if a distributor needs to create a fresh, hot target list? Who should be on that list, and who shouldn't be on a list like that?
Mm-hmm. So your target list that you want to create, and you must write this down so that you really are compelled to take action. But first you start with, who are you working with in what industries? Who are you currently working with? Then look at that industry and find out all of the companies that you are not currently servicing within that industry. That becomes your hot list. Those are all the people that you want to make contact with.
And who shouldn't be on the list? I mean, do some distributors make the mistake where just everyone's a prospect? Is that a good strategy?
Yeah, and when we're all starting out with our businesses at the beginning, everybody's a client, right? Everybody's a potential client.
Sure.
Anybody who fogs the mirror and could potentially pay us, we want to do business with them. But as you go on, you get a little bit smarter, and it is smart to look at those people that resonate with you and your experience. So, for instance, you come out of the healthcare industry, you've had some background in that. Well, you could normally have a conversation. You could have a nice conversation about healthcare. So that's a great target. Don't go into a target audience that you have no knowledge of, no background, that it would take a lot of effort to get up to speed with their language and understanding their challenges. You don't want to go to an industry you have no knowledge in. You don't want to go into industries that you know are price sensitive, right? There are certain people that are really price sensitive, so you want to stay away from them. But try to stay within your realm of comfort and expertise. You'll come off as being much more authentic in your conversations, and ultimately you'll be more successful.
Sure, and besides your professional expertise, I mean, I imagine you want to mind those personal involvement opportunities as well.
Yeah. Think about all those people. Start with that circle. I mean, who do you know? And who do you naturally touch in your day-to-day space? I mean, that could be people that you serve on a board with. It could be where your children go to school. It could be associated with some community event that you're with. Anybody you have a personal engagement with or professional engagement.
All right, Chris, so once you have a great target list, what's the best way to initially reach out to these prospects? What kind of message should you really be crafting to get that sort of sales cycle rolling with them?
Well, once you identify your targets, Andy, you want to find out what is it they're looking for. You're looking for triggering events. So, for example, this summer we've got a lot of corporate picnics going on. There are a lot of different events that happen. There are races. There are different fundraising events. So you want to speak to whatever your target audience, what is their challenge, what is their need. Look for the trigger event. If you know that one of your clients has a corporate picnic scheduled for July 28th, you want to be on that right now. So then when you go out, you want to be creative with your message. So you want to do summer blasts. You want to say, okay, we've got these products. Partner with your vendors. Have them help you create a marketing message that will help to promote their product that is geared towards whatever your target audience needs. So if it's a corporate picnic, you might want to do a blanket and get a vendor involved to help you with the marketing of their blanket, right? You want to be creative. You want to reach out using electronic direct marketing. That's your email blast. You want to I send out samples. I love sending out little gifts to people with products that I think that they would be interested in.
And when you do that, Chris, are you highly customized? I mean, you you literally match the product to the client, what you think their needs are? Or do you
Yep.
try to do that?
Yep, we segment our markets. So, for example, we do a lot of work in colleges and universities. Well, one of the trigger events is that they've got kids coming back to school in August, and they're also all getting ready for homecoming. That usually is in September or October. So we have colleges and universities. So we will pick a product that will resonate with that target market. What do those kids want? What are they looking for? USB drives or chargers, involvement, and then we'll send out either samples to that effect or we'll send out some marketing message, a card. We'll do electronic direct marketing. Our bigger clients, they get a phone call from me, a visit. We're very, very systematic in our approach, and we do. We have our target audience, we have our marketing message geared toward the target audience, and we have specific products that we think would work well for that target audience.
How about case studies? Like you were talking about, if you know that a client coming up is doing a fundraiser or a charity walk of some kind, and you've done those in the past, does it make sense then to discuss and show exactly what you did for previous clients?
Absolutely. Case studies are beautiful because it puts your customer as a protagonist in the story. So you're basically speaking to their challenge and giving them an example of how another customer of yours succeeded. So if you're doing a charity walk, you can tell them all about what you've done previously, what products you used to promote. You can guide them as to how to encourage people to register and pre-register for the event. There's lots of ways to do that. That's an add-on, right? Mm-hmm. So in addition to us giving you the products that you need for your event and possibly for sale so that you can have a promotional item that will generate an income stream for them, but you can also help them in showing them how to get participants to pre-register and get their people engaged so the registration's high. That's what all of those people want. So if you have an example where you can say, okay, we were able to increase the registration for this event by 20% over the last year, this is how we did it. Yeah,
I think
testimonies are great.
Numbers are really important in those case studies because everyone sees those and they want to obviously do the same thing. Now, what about social media? What should you be doing to interact with your target list via social media?
Always, like you said earlier, Melinda, you said who wants to do a cold call? And I always say there's no such thing as a cold call anymore because we have social media. So you should be linked with all of your customers and speaking to the strategy of mining your own customers that you have now. If you're doing work with the human resource department and you want to work with the marketing department, link with the human resource department and ask for an introduction correctly. But I think that it's imperative that you at least have a Facebook page so that people can see what you're doing. Another great way to introduce products. The mixture.
And Pinterest, do you have product collections on there, or how do you organize your Pinterest page?
Yeah, we do product collections by target market. So we will have all the products that are geared towards our colleges and universities, all of our products that are geared towards boards, say bank boards. I mean, people who sit on boards of banks want a different product than the colleges and universities. Sure. Then we'll have another board for our nonprofits. Yep.
That's great.
Chris, summer seems like a great time with all events going on, so many outdoor events and various picnics and corporate barbecues. Seems like a great time to expand your client base through networking. But what's the best way to begin a networking effort if you haven't really done it in the past?
Well, the first step is to find out where does your target audience hang out? Where do they network? And if you're doing a lot of work locally, you might want to join your Chamber of Commerce. If you've done a lot of work with women-owned companies, then you want to be part of the Women Business Owners Network. So if you're doing a lot of work with human resource, you want to find out where the SHRM, the Society of Human Resource Management, where do they go locally? So identify where your target audience hangs out and go there.
All right.
If that makes sense.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Well, you've heard a lot of people talk about getting into a little bit of a summer slump. Maybe it's, super hot day in July and they just don't feel like, getting on the phone or reaching out to clients. If a distributor feels like they're getting into sort of a slump this summer, what's a good way to pull yourself out of that?
I don't believe in slumps.
I bet you've never been in a slump, Chris.
The best thing to do is we all set goals, and I'm a big believer in goals, as you know. So I have goals for years, 6 months, 3 years, monthly, and then weekly. And so the best way to keep yourself from summer slumping is to really break down those goals even further. So
like
be aware
hourly?
of, yeah, really. So if you've got a monthly goal for July, and you know that you're going to be on vacation for one of those weeks, okay, you have 3 weeks to hit that goal. So break it down per week. How many outreaches do you intend to make to get the sale? And only you can establish how many outreaches you need to make a sale. It's different for everybody. But keep it, and then keep a day-to-day list. So important in the summer to say, okay, these are the things I need to get done today. And I also have the top 5 things, which I do not leave my office until my top 5 are done. And that really does keep you on track.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Chris,
no slumping allowed.
We'll have to give you a call. I think you could talk anyone into getting back to work.
that's your mantra, no slumping allowed.
No slumping allowed in the summer.
that.
No summer slumping.
So, Chris, a lot of clients take vacations in the summer and might be hard to reach or may not be looking to make some buying decisions at this very moment. So let me throw a little scenario at you. How can a distributor handle a situation where a client says something along the lines of, we're not looking to do anything right now, but call me back in a few months?
Be clear on what they are going to be calling you for in a couple months. That conversation should go something like, okay, and what are you doing in a couple of months? Be clear on what their needs are going to be, and then you want to dribble out for the next couple of months. You don't want to bug them, but you want to keep yourself at the top of mind. So as you know what they're looking for, you want to dribble out and say, oh, we saw this product. Just want to keep this in mind, in front of you, just for our discussion in 2 months. So you want to touch base with them about once every 3 weeks and offer them some idea. And then when it comes time, you book that a month and ahead. You start calling and saying, okay, I'm starting to schedule out for this month. I'd like to meet with you on X day, and that could be a phone call. It could be an in-person meeting, and get a solid schedule.
I like asking those questions, though, because I think that's probably a common thing that you hear from customers is, oh, call us back in a few months, but with nothing specific. So then,
right.
In a few months, you're just like, hey, what's up? I mean, it's better to have that conversation all ready and these ideas, as you said.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to lose touch.
Let me ask you something else, Chris. Along those lines, when do you know that you should be essentially giving up on calling a client? How many times is it where they say something like that, call us in a few months, or
we don't need anything.
We're not looking for anything right now, or it's not something we do? Like, how many times is it before you just cross them off and say, I'm wasting my time with that prospect?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I'm pretty tenacious by nature, but with that said, I'm very careful about my time. So if somebody isn't calling me back, or they don't seem to be interested in anything, I tend to send them an email or leave them a voicemail, and I always use humor, always. So if I have called somebody and they're not calling, I may leave a message on their phone and say, hey, this is Chris with Alchemy, and you know what? I just want to keep track of you, but I don't want to bug you. I know you're really busy, but send me a smoke signal, give me a call, send me a email. Just let me know that you're alive and well.
Right.
I have never left a message or sent an email like that where they didn't respond. Matter of fact, somebody from ASI, I told them to do that. They had emailed me. I told them to do that, and they emailed me that night and said they sent an email off to that effect, send me a smoke signal, and got a response within an hour.
That's funny.
That's great.
And had been calling. Yeah.
Chris, that reminds me of something you said at ASI New York, too, is, your real goal when you reach out to someone is to create a meaningful connection with someone. And some of these tactics you're talking about do that. But what does that mean, and how can that be helpful in, getting things going on the sales side?
Yeah, well, there are so many people that are bombarding our customers trying to get the sale. But our customers will perceive that sense of panic. if you're really just trying to sell them. They're really looking for a meaningful connection. So they're looking for a person that will be more of a consultant rather than a salesperson, somebody who's really interested in finding out what the challenge is and what their needs are and servicing them. So it's having the attitude of, I'm here to help you. If they sense that you are truly there to help them achieve whatever goals they're achieving, they're more apt to be open and honest with you, and you'll have a much more collaborative experience. So if you present a product and it gets the no, they'll come back to you and tell you why, and then you have another opportunity to present something else that works better. So it's more about meaningful engagement and really understanding what's going on in your client's head. It's not about the product. It's about whatever they're trying to drive. If they're trying to drive more people to stop by a trade show booth, they're trying to drive the profits on a launch of a new product, they're trying to drive the safety rate in their manufacturing facility. What is they're not just looking for a mug. They're looking for something else, some other challenge to be solved. So meaningful engagement means that you recognize that and that you're helping your customer to fulfill that need.
Sure. Okay, well, we know that you're not a fan of people getting into slumps. However, should distributors take a summer vacation? And if so, should they keep in touch with clients and do work while they're away? Surely you believe in a little vacation now and then.
I do. I actually am a big believer in it. I really think we work hard. I like my team and my people. When you're here, I want you 100% focused. I want you on the dime. I want you really focused when you're here. But I also want you to take time off, and when you take time off, I really want you to go away. So the way to do that is to understand where your clients' vacations are. So if you have a key client who has a key event in July, you want to make sure that you're not taking vacation before during that key event. So you want to I call all of our key clients, and I want to know what their vacation schedules are. And whatever my key client's vacation is, I'll take the same week. I also want to be cognizant of what their vacation schedule is, so I know that, I'm not trying to contact them then or their first day back. So when you call them, you're saying, I just want to put you down for our vacation schedule. I know that we've got this event in August. Just want to make sure that we're here to service you when you need it. So what do you have on your books, on your calendar? And it's all about helping them. But I do think you should take vacation, real vacation, and you do need to put an out-of-office sign, and nobody's going to die if you do not return an email right away. I know it's hard for distributors to realize that. It was hard for me at the beginning. But you do not have to work every single day. You need to take time off and really unplug, because it will recharge you and make you that much more productive when you come back.
Sure. Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, thank you so much, Chris. We're going to see you in July in ASI Chicago. Is that right?
Looking forward to it. Always looking forward to working with you guys.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Chris. Great advice today. Have a great day. We appreciate your help.
Great to talk to you guys. Enjoy the rest of your summer.
All right.
Chris.
Thanks. You too. That was
Bye.
Chris Vanderzyden. She's going to be leading lots and lots of sales classes in ASI Chicago. And Andy Cohn, you're going to be there too, aren't you?
I sure am. You
and
bet.
Guess who else is going to be there?
You?
Me. And guess who our keynote speaker is?
A certain quarterback?
Peyton Manning. So we're going to have, it's going to be an action-packed show. So if you haven't registered, go to ASI Center or ASIShow.com. You can see Chris, get all kinds of classes, meet all kinds of suppliers on the floor, and you can see Peyton Manning. How about that?
And you can see me.
And Andy Cohn. Forget vacations. That's really the ticket to a great
really
summer,
all
I
you
think.
want.
Anyway, we are finished with today's show, but thanks to everyone for listening. Thanks again to Chris Vanderzyden. Thanks to our own Andy Cohn, what are you? You're part of the OG?
I'm part
one of the OGs on the radio show.
Not the OC.
No, that's different. Anyway, have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.